started with Data Cloud. And today's agenda is going to be what is Data Cloud, why we are speaking about it, and how Data Cloud works, basic terminologies, basically dividing it into multiple phases and seeing what is that. And I'm going to see the implementation phases and key terminologies. That's it. 3 topics, easy, but a lot of slides to cover. Yeah. What is Data Cloud? Data Cloud is a hyperscale Data Cloud engine. It's a Salesforce language and stuff that you can read it out. But basically, what does it mean by? It is a repository of data where you can put a lot of data coming in from multiple systems at one place and use its AI capabilities, which has just been given by Salesforce last year. As you guys might have heard about Salesforce Genie that came out around 2022, right? It didn't really foot out to something, but what they have done is, with the capabilities of 360, Customer 360, that model and Data Cloud Salesforce Genie, they have come up with a solution called Data Cloud, which does your Einstein manipulation, AI capabilities to give out some really good, fruitful results to let you know, okay, what we are doing with the data from multiple silos, multiple systems, and what is that. Just few Salesforce slides we're going to cover before we deep dive into it. That's what Salesforce says with automations. How much productivity they are going to be increasing, 77% around that. How much data around there is in the systems, and how much AI can reduces the cost and stuff like that. With their projections, they can say that most of the firms and the organizations across the world are going to use 100 billion zillions of data around 2025. Well, yeah, it might cross that as well. But so why we are doing all this Data Cloud stuff is because there's a lot of dependency on data, and more people are joining internet and getting interacted to the systems and stuff. So that's the need. We can use all of the data points that has been created by people and finally used to have a better marketing opportunity campaign, better results, betterly handle a customer, all of that. And that's on the customer side of it. Every development team, every project has one common issue. That, okay, I want to integrate something. Okay, now, okay, let's plan something that will gonna be 2 months, 3 months down the window. Data Cloud comes up with a lot of things which are direct connectors with its own Salesforce organizations, from Azure to Google. So you can directly just enter your credentials in, and you're good to go. There's no point to start and do anything at first. Just a quick demo part, if I can show. If you can see on the Data Cloud homepage, which is a separate setup system, you have these connectors already. You have a B2C cloud, commerce, just connected. You just have to go click, and it's connected. If you have a Salesforce cloud, let's say you have 5 different sales cloud, let's say, what will happen? You'll just see 5 different connections here, and you only have to go here and say connect, 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 and done. So that is crunching down all your integrations that you were doing previously. Okay, there are 3 basic things. That is further divided into 6 things. Basically, we are connecting all the data sources that we are in. What is data source? Okay, I'll get into that as well. And first, harmonizing it to understanding, okay, we have data from all places. What's that? Okay, and once we have that, what do you want to do about it? Let's send it to a marketing campaign. What? Okay, now we come to this important phase where Data Cloud is divided into 6 phases. Your data sources, which you connect to. You can see multiple icons there. Like you can have a Salesforce system, a marketing cloud, or if you have a mobile SDK. A lot of capabilities are provided by Salesforce just to connect different sources. And if something is not there, you have MuleSoft to actually do a multi-point connection to different systems. So in a way, it's giving you an opportunity to, okay, let's get all the data into Salesforce. And once you have all those data sources ready and the data ready, what you do, you connect that to your system, which is through normal connectors, and that will be via a batch process or a real-time process. So there are scenarios where people want, okay, I want real-time scenarios. It's not just I want to see month of records, not just, okay, every 5 minutes I want to update. So it can also happen batch updates and stream-write data with your streaming APIs and streaming ingestion and stuff. So once you have that, all of that in, what you are going to do is harmonize. This is where your AI will help you a lot. Einstein GD. But the thing is, what is data model for this? This is customer 360 in the background. What it will be doing it will be mapping whatever you have pushed to data cloud to its own relevant data cloud objects to understand, okay, what is that? Like even that object can be coming from Azure or can be coming from a Amazon Web Service, but that doesn't translate to anything. So for data cloud to understand what that object means to in its Salesforce terms, to map that. And it does most of the job for you. If you do go click and mapping, it will auto map most of the things other than custom things, which gives an ability to create former fields, manipulate it, and then map it according to you. And after that phase, you come to our place where you can unify. Okay, you have data from 10 sources. Now, which is the customer that you are looking for? You have a same person about, let's me, 10 data about me, 10 different emails, S. Bhatnagar, Sparsh, like which is the right one? You have to pick a priority, okay, which place we want to communicate to, what is the consent of that person is. All of those data into one place to identify, okay, what is that unified individual is? What is its main email contact points? Okay, all of that harmony and things works in unification. And what is that basically is, if you guys have heard about Salesforce, worked in Salesforce, match rules, duplicate rules, something very similar to it. You have different match rules, different reconciliation rules, which you do create, and then voila, it will run its job, and it will give you a single person contact with different related values. But yeah, okay, this is our main customer, and we want to progress with it. And once you have that unified view of a customer, okay, so you can jot down, this is the correct address. Now what do you want to do with it? Okay, you can run your matrices that can say, okay, this is the highest value customer. Let's say we have a spending of a person who's doing 5,000 spend per month. Okay, we want to give him a promotional campaign. Whatever that analyzation will do summation of all those things in the background with the capabilities of AI, and all this is done by click and drops. No need to actually write code. You can do a SQL builder, but it's a separate part. But yeah, just drag and drop things, and it will give you a data which you can do anything and perform an operation on. So there's an AI prediction involved in that. And once you have that ready, now you can say, okay, well, I have some of the values. I know my highest customer. I know my high valued customer, or anything. I want to do an email campaign or marketing. What you do about it? Now you act on data. The sixth phase is basically acting on that data. And once you have acted upon it, it could be just not again integrations. You will have your targets, and it can directly push to a flow, which would be a different cloud or different Salesforce system, or it could push to a different marketing cloud for a custom campaign to be generated, and multiple things you can do with it. So that's just the basic terminologies and things where what you are doing about data. These are 6 key phases. There are multiple things in behind of it, but there are 6 key phases, starting from connects, harmonize, unify, analyzing, and then acting upon whatever you have done with it. Okay, just some key terms, right? Each slide will have a small term. Like you can see a data source objects. So data source objects, data lake objects. What do you mean by that? So data stream is like just you have a river stream going down in your lakes. Basically, you will have a system, Amazon, that you have connected. And that once it is connected, that will be called a data stream. And of that data stream, which is coming from a data source, DSO in the Salesforce terms, data cloud terms, basically is your data source. And once you have all of that connection will happen. The initial phase is your data stream. But once you have the data stream, the connection established, what will happen to the data, or the details behind it, the mapping that you have done, the formula that you have created to manipulate it, all that will reside in one particular object for everything is data lake. Is your raw form of data, a really large pool of objects and things that you can create. Oh, yeah. So why creating data streams? How do you create a data stream? Right? It's just the same simple wizard where you can see a new click a new button on a data stream tab, and this window opens up. And this window will give you, okay, the things that you have already connected to. So let's say I have this scenario where I have connected a marketing cloud, the Salesforce CRM cloud, okay, a mobile app, a mobile website, or an ingestion API, things like that I've already connected. So what I have to do is just click on them and select the objects. If there are bundles available, but select their objects, whatever I want to import. So the list of objects that I want to there, that will become a data stream in Data Cloud. Okay, and whatever else, there's a big list of MuleSoft applications that you use, but I can only just say two rows of it. Okay, I have a common question I've come across many times when I've done this. What can we do this at a batch, or can we do this near real time? So this is just a window if someone wants to take a screenshot and see, okay, what is the frequency of stuff when we are ingesting things? Okay, can we do it every 1 second? Or generally, the data cloud works with 5 minutes to 15 minute scenarios, not as real time as it should be, but at least 5 minutes and 15 minutes time windows. For different clouds and different applications, it comes with different limits. But at least you can say, okay, every hourly you can get your marketing cloud data, and every few minutes you can get your mobile SDK data pulled in if you want to do a streamline, and yeah. Okay, so now we are on a phase, we have the data in our data cloud. Okay, everything is residing in data lakes, a big bunch of data. Okay, so we come to data model. This can be done through 2 tabs. Data model you can see on the top, and data lake object, it can be accessed from there as well. So you can see there are some lines going to somewhere. Like, what are those? Yeah, you have data lake objects being mapped to a data model objects of which is DMOs of data cloud. And this is whenever you go through this window, I'm not picking on these lines. This is mapped by itself. This is where the AI also helping you out. So whatever it's able to understand, which is generally the standard fields, not custom ones, but it will map it by itself what is able to understand. To say, okay, I know this, and you can also add your custom fields and stuff. So in this example, you can see you can have contact, subscriber, guest, email, customer invoices, everything being mapped to different objects. Yeah. Just one thing about it, all of the data cloud data model structure is basically normalized. In Salesforce, we relate denormalized forms where a contact information might have contact, email, phone number at one place in a contact record. Normalized is basically each record will be associated to a unique composite key or a primary key. It goes back to the Oracle structures, but where your composite keys and primary keys will be linked to a particular set of details. So one set of details will be contact points, one set will be email points, and similarly. Okay, so now once you have everything mapped, mapping is actually quite hard when you do with a lot of objects, but when you have everything mapped across 10 different systems or 100 different systems, what do you do about it? Like, which is the right information about my customer? What's the right customer? Like, I have 10 same information about a customer from 10 sources. So this is the place where you do your identity resolutions. So where you resolve your identity issues, and what you do is, let's say we have an example of a person here whose contact, subscriber, shopping information, invoice information is coming from different systems. So what we are doing here is we are having a matching rules to create different fuzzy logics and reconciliation rules to actually decide which one goes on the priority. I have 10 emails, which is the right one, or the last updated one, which is the one that we should be picking up. And after you have done all of those matching rules, then you decide, okay, I have this much data, I have consolidation rate, okay, the system will tell you these graphs and numbers and figures. The more matching rules you have, the better your matching criteria will be. But yeah, so once you have that, now you can say, okay, I have a unified view, a single source of truth for a customer. Okay, this is my truth about that customer. Now we want to act about it. So anything that you do afterwards, all your prediction, all your analysis about once you have that done with this process. Okay, and analyze and predict. We come on to the next phase, analyze and predict. So you can run 2 things when you are doing this. The terms are calculated insights and streaming insights. Calculated insights when you are doing or dealing with multiple objects and things, or large data on a large time frame for 2 months of data, 2 years of data, 5 years of data you are looking back on, and you want to compress and see about the data figures, okay, how customer trends are, which are the best performing campaigns are. Okay, at that time you will see, okay, I'm going to go ahead with a calculated insight. And for our streaming insights when you are doing or handling real-time data. When you're doing, okay, a customer is trying to troubleshoot a site and he's tried to click help 5 times. Someone needs to go and help him out. So your data cloud will see, okay, someone has clicked 5 times that he needs help. He's trying to wait on a chat window. Okay, let's forward him a mail of a contact number. Okay, we can help him out. Somebody is actually struggling somewhere. So that real-time data comes to your data cloud and see, okay, and performs your insight and do something. So all that prediction analysis that is happening there. Okay, and one good thing about it, once you have all these calculations done, so we are just doing on the 5th phase. We are not on an acting phase. So all these things are available to be acted upon. Streaming insights and calculated insight goes separate ways of 2 different ways of acting upon it. Streaming insights, as we want to perform an immediate calculation and action, it goes into something called segmentation, which will come in our activation scenario, which is our 6th phase. And streaming insight directly goes to a data action, which I'll show in a tab somewhere. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So your calculated insights and streaming insight that you can see about it. When you are working with very high volume of data, when you are working with segmentation, and what is segmentation? I'll go with it. When you want to do SQL queries or big collection of data, you calculate insights. It's not something like you have to write a piece of code. All these insight and prediction are actually drag and drops, which will be, okay, I want to sum of this number. I want to perform an aggregate something. You drag and drop, and system will form a query for you. The good thing about it, if everyone has worked with development and see, they have Salesforce has SQL, right? But the original is SQL, which is inherited of, right? So in Data Cloud, you don't use SQL. You directly run on SQL languages, SQL, where you can perform inner joins, right joins. So finally having that capability to perform joins, right? You can do it, or the system will do it for you. Okay. Now we come to our 6th phase, where we are now acting on data. Is divided into 2 parts, our segmentation and activation. Segmentation does the main job, where you can see it's more like a report wizard. If everyone has worked with reports and dashboards, you pick what you want to pick from a field, what the count should be, what criteria. There are 3 things, most basically container, criteria, and an aggregation. Okay, an aggregation of you need at least where some person has spent 5,000 rupees, 5,000 pounds, a person who is actually where a case is closed or open. So all of that's just a drag and drop, and it will give you a list of results. Okay, we have 200 high value customers in the system. That needs to be reached out in the next marketing campaign. So your segmentation gets that data for you. And once you have that, then you move to another phase, which we'll call activation. This is the point where you actually connect to systems. Let's say, okay, this is my target system, and whichever you associate to, or you want to send a direct email, or whichever contact point you want to associate to, all that comes under activation. And once you do that and publish this segment, basically, that detail will go out to the whatever target you have decided. Either it can be Marketing Cloud, or either it can be Salesforce, or multiple Sales Cloud or Service Clouds, depending on your use case scenarios. But the one point about Data Cloud is you can associate one Marketing Cloud with it. It can be associated to multiple Sales Cloud and Service Clouds, but only one Marketing Cloud instance at a time. So if you have 5 marketing clouds for a big organization, you might have to go with 5 data clouds that might be able to do everything and interact with each other, but separate instances. And if I have time, these are some of the important links that we can see. So if anyone wants to go about doing Data Cloud, there is a Trailmix. There used to be a PLC library, which is not there anymore, unfortunately. But you can access almost the same stuff on a Trailmix, which is available. There is a video library. So if you don't want to go through the Trailmix, you can also go with the video library. That gives you, I think, 15, 16 hours of videos about Data Cloud, which will tell you about a bit more in depth than this. And the main thing that have helped me getting people certified, main thing that have helped me to get more information is help documentation. It's not a huge documentation, but I'll say it comes with a really key words that you can understand, okay, that some points that might not be available in trail mixes and video libraries for obvious reasons, but it is really helpful to actually making you work or clearing your certification exams as well. Nowadays, this exam for the Data Cloud has moved to WebSR. It used to be on an accreditation first previously. So just similarly, it follows the same pattern. But if you go through the help documentation, it's really good to go with it. Definitely a read though. Yeah. Okay. I hope when I was talking about data sources, so if you can see the data cloud setup area, you have your B2C, marketing cloud, CRM, website, all these are available on the go. You can directly connect it. If you have APIs and things and MuleSoft, you can also connect with it directly. And these are the connectors that are on the hand directly available. If the slide would have shown, and you can see whatever the clouds. This is the demo org, which is right now associated to my partner account. So I can see if a production org had 10 sales clouds, you could have just directly be able to see it. And if you have bundles, sales cloud bundles, all the objects related to sales cloud, service cloud, similarly. If you have marketing cloud, all the functionality, you can just directly click on that bundle, install, and it will be connected to your Salesforce. And now, if someone has worked on commerce or something, like it does not have to be that you need to do a lot of configuration and setup. It's all one application, Data Cloud. And under this application, it is as the 6 phases I've described about. You have your data streams, data lake as where you connected your source and do about it. And you have your identity data model and identity resolutions. So each phases and each steps are in order. So you go through from a data stream. Once you connect the data stream, and for example, I've connected my account from a different org. And you can see there's a lot of capabilities from MuleSoft available to be connected by different things. Okay, and once you have that connected, all of the data will be there in a data lake object, let's say. And to map it to a system, what we'll do, we'll just do a review. I think I might have it somewhere. Generally, it takes a bit time, but for that review, you can see all of that mapping is done. And let's say I want to connect data source to any unmapped field. Just go and touch that field, click on that field, and it will do the connection for you. Okay, so let's say you have done all of the mapping. Now you come down to your identity resolution rules to know about a customer. All these are just Salesforce tabs where you do click and do your operations. It's not much technical about it. There are some technical things when you do end up into customizations and Apex side of things where our libraries available by Data Cloud, but that's too deep. And let's say we want to know a spend by a customer. What we will do is open up. It will just open a window where you can just go and drag and drop like a flow, whatever you wanted to do. You can create a different variables, filters, and apply on it, and your insights are ready to do. You can also see a SQL operation. Okay, what is the? It's just a random query, but yeah. So system will generate a query for you that whatever data you are trying to fetch and relate it to different data points, basically. And once you have that, you can then push it to segments to be acted upon. So all these are tabs in just order, just in one application, where you want to see and perform applications and things. So yeah, that's about it on the Data Cloud. And yeah, thank you guys.
Questions?
Quick question. Have you delivered any Data Cloud implementation?
Not me per se, but we have people working on Data Cloud right now. Yeah. I've just been able, what I'm doing for some time is getting people certified, getting them knowledge about Data Cloud, getting them to know, okay, just getting them ready to be delivered on projects, basically, on Data Cloud. So, yeah, but there is a, let's say, good demand in the market about people and firms that are looking to do something about their data, right? Everyone's had their data.
So at the moment, Salesforce is trying to really hard sell Data Cloud to everyone who is on Snowflake. If you're an enterprise level client with Snowflake fully implemented and working.
Yeah, so the good thing about it, Snowflake and Data Cloud, Snowflake is more on the side of, you can say, good data warehouse, let's say. And once Salesforce gives you a capability, Data Cloud gives you a capability to easily communicate to Snowflake as well. So you can still have your data or everything residing on Snowflake as a good data warehouse system, and your Data Cloud will still be doing an external analyzations and capability to predict and do more things about the data. So you have your data residing in Snowflake. So there's a term that is called bring your own data model. So because of that, they say that you have your data model and things stored already in Snowflake, and the system will be able to understand what Snowflake things are, and then do your segmentation, acting upon the data to get the useful tidbits out of it. You can still have both. Yeah.
Yeah, but with Data Cloud at the moment, Salesforce is kind of trying to be the data warehouse or data lake, right?
Yeah, so they do understand that there are people that have bought into Snowflake as well. So they have given an opportunity that, okay, you can connect with both, but ideally for them to have one particular solution to do everything, it's much better rather than still in down the line then depend on connections, issues, and things like that, then rather than having everything at one place. So even if they do release and cycles, it won't break anything, but can break with connections between Snowflake and Data Cloud, like this.
From your perspective, then, so what is really the big value? Like, why would you recommend your customers to actually buy Data Cloud if they don't yet have one?
So if they don't have one, there's a loss of value around it, right? You have so much of data about a person, a marketing campaign, let's say, or a customer, or even a sales cycle. You can really add a good values onto it. You can really add some good predictions on top of it, that your opportunity is getting converted or not based on that all of 100 billions of data that is residing in the particular firm, or predict on that. Okay, what our trends are, what a betterly predictor, what is that Einstein will be doing it for you, right? There wasn't like people used to work on opportunities, right? There was no Einstein prediction back then, right? But at some point it helped and gave you that, okay, this is a better opportunity that might get converted. So it is nudging you to a better sale value, better performance, and giving more out of your money, basically.
Basically bringing external data inside a Salesforce, exposing it, and pushing it to objects. It's bringing that extra value of seeing more from your external systems.
Plus, one more thing is it doesn't cost you initially, because all production orgs, depending on licenses, will come with free credits as well. So generally, if you have an enterprise, you will come with 2.5 million Data Cloud credits anyway, right? So you can still, if you don't want to go with, people can still do and see, okay, how your Data Cloud is performing, and you can, if that turns out to be value or not.
Do you know if Salesforce are going to replicate what they've done with Snowflake with Amazon Redshift? Because there's data sharing capabilities with Redshift similar to Snowflake. So your data physically stays in your data warehouse, but can be exposed and used in Salesforce. Do you know if they're planning to look at that as well?
Yeah, so similarly, the thing is the bring your own data model. It also connects with Redshift very easily in the MuleServe connectors. If you can see down that list, which unfortunately the screen is connecting many times. Yeah, so the most of the systems it can connect to, but the rest of them will be through MuleServe. It will not be direct connectors, but yeah, but Redshift will be available in that list as well. Yeah.
Just want to I think the large part of this data cloud also, what I'm feeling the use case is more related to the what Einstein Analytics or Tableau used to do, right? So how it is more unique than what, because Einstein Analytics also gives similar kind of predictions and everything, and it gives all the possible connectors to connect with the data lake or the third party the systems, data warehouses everywhere, right? So what additional Salesforce is giving here in Data Cloud, so customer has to buy the Data Cloud and then they predict. They can use the analytics licenses and they can connect with the third party database and can do that similar to that.
But then you can't activate those innate automatic but the best covers in create those segments, activate it either through multi-cloud or through other channels.
So
Activation, you mean to say the segmentation, the harmonization part?
Once you've got your segments, you've done your harmonization of segments, that's what the market is working, and then they can activate that through multi-cloud journeys and you can just do that without.
Okay, so understood what you're trying to say is the analytics part is just for the showing, but for activation part, that is
That's the
something
whole point. That's the key aspect of, for me anyway, for that cloud is activating, creating those insights, spinning up every
I need to go much more deep into what Data Cloud offers, but what I understood from the session is like
Yes, it is as he said. Like it's an ability to connect to different systems. It's not just Salesforce. It's not just taking input from Salesforce. It's not just supposed to give an output to a Salesforce system. It can give output to multiple systems, which can easily connect to via an activation before segmenting and giving it to an activation, which we cannot directly easily do inside your Einstein Builder and the things that you said. So the main point of selling is to be able to connect it to vast variety of systems and also get a vast variety of data from other systems which are not Salesforce.
I mean, I think it's Salesforce obviously love us to build our data warehouses within their environment because they make loads of money. But I don't think anyone sensibly wants to do that. So I mean, what they're trying to do is just consolidate the way in which they ingest and use data across all the multiple clouds into one place. That's what they're trying to do by extending also CDP into a centralized data cloud now. A lot of branding around it, but I think it's a bit early in the stage at the moment. But I think it is the direction of travel we're going. If you need data in Salesforce in order to then trigger and use it more effectively within your customer 360, whether it's sales, service, or whatever, then you need to work out how you ingest the right elements of the data in the data cloud. But I wouldn't be building a corporate data warehouse in it. But I might want to put lifetime value type indicators in there to make the marketing campaign more effective.
Or behavioural triggers.
Yeah, I mean, last talk I went to, they were talking about sending clickstream data from websites into it, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, that's a bit fresh because that's a huge volume for maybe those small nuggets. So you might want to do some significant filtering around what signals you want to send from your clickstream data on your website into there. So you might want to do kind of, basket complete type signal rather than they went to all these places and selected all these products and they kind of clicked on these things and then did this. You might just want to send a summary into it.
But to calculate insight, to calculate strong depth values, that then returns high value behavior signals as well, which you can then use.
Yeah, so it's context, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
I think that's what this what we just described here. That's what we can actually do that. So we can actually follow what the speak very quick. Because the data cloud is giving you API and then you can actually call that endpoint and ingest the data. If I understand correctly from what you mentioned, the data cloud product team, they are sort of half-heartedly mentioning the partnership with AWS. So I think that probably give it another year and
yeah, I mean, the S3 logo on their slide, so obviously talking.
To put over the direction to AWS, like S3 backend, DynamoDB, isn't it? And it's actually DynamoDB.
And it will be all fully hosted on AWS.
Yeah, and imagine you guys have a production, and earlier it used to be 1 million credits for Data Cloud. They have bumped it to 2.5 million credits. So they are giving you more capability. And for credit, it doesn't mean that one credit is one record. It will be like a lot of 5,000 records might consume one credit. So you can do still with 5 million credits, you can do a lot of things for a small projects or company. For a large scale, it will not be enough, but at least to get started with, to know if it's fruitful for you or not.
Right, it seems like at the point where there's great conversation going on in the audience, so we can continue that, I think, during a race. So thanks very much, Sparsh.
Thank you.
Great talk. Thank you.